Hello, friends. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tea Talk Thursday. This is one of my favorite days because I really get to kind of come in and relax and have some conversations with you guys. So I'm actually streaming simultaneously. If you see me kind of look up and look down, a few of my friends who are on Facebook, who are on Instagram, asked that I kind of add this as a part of the Instagram live. So I figured I would try it and see how it works out. Can't hurt, right? But for those of you who do not know, my name is Tamika. I am Tamika Talks on IG and Life Pumps everywhere else, where basically my goal is to bring you information for maintaining some balance and to be stress-free in this busy life. You know, we're all so busy trying to get so many things done that oftentimes we don't realize the importance of taking care of oneself. So today's topic is going to be self-care because so many people have made resolutions. We've all done our vision boards. You can see mine behind me. And I noticed when I was looking at some of the vision boards that self-care was not listed on there, which was surprising to me. But what I realized is maybe people aren't necessarily lumping it as one thing, which is great because that means that you're going to focus on specific topics, be it weight loss, eating better, just getting more energy, things of that nature. So while I have you guys, I have your attention, I really just want to talk about some of the things that I do. And I made some notes so that I can make sure that I did not forget. So basically, we do know that scheduling self-care is as important as going to the dentist, going to the doctor, because those are a part of self-care, but we're going to take this a whole step further. And basically what you want to realize is you're no to others if you don't take care of yourself. And self-care doesn't look the same for everybody. Self-care for one person might be going to the mall, some retail therapy. Self-care for the next person could just be going to the spa. Or it could be taking a nap. It could be alone time. So if things that I mentioned aren't the things that you're doing, don't feel like I am saying that what you're focusing on is not a part of self-care, because it absolutely is. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can push this down some to make it just a tad bit easier to check out. All right, so that should be easier. So I'm going to give you basically some steps, and hopefully you will add this to your regimen and make it a part of your everyday life. So for me, I focus on something called Self-Care Sunday, and my daughter and I actually call it Sweatpants Sunday, because I feel like when you're in your sweatpants, you're relaxed. You know, I feel like it's a stress-free outfit. So that's something that we try to do on Sundays. And a lot of times that really might just involve us doing our facials, working on our bullet journals, because she and I like that crafting piece. It's really relaxing for us. We are Cricut ambassadors, so we've been doing a lot of crafting. So I'll be showing a lot more pictures of some of the things we've been doing and how it's been helping us relax. But it's been enjoyable, and we've actually been really loving it. But one thing that you can use to focus on your self-care is sleep. You know me, you know I am a napper. I realize that I don't get a complete 7-8 hours of sleep at night just because oftentimes the way I go to sleep or what I'm doing, I tend to wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know why. It's been that way for years, and I just kind of run with it. But what I realize is if I get a nap, I'm a lot better. So what I try to do is get a nap every day, even if it's for an hour, even if it's for 30 minutes, even if you can still away 20 minutes. And I tell people all the time, especially people who employ others, I'm like, you'd be so surprised at how much more productive your employees would be if you require them to take a siesta, even if it's like a 15 minutes. I don't know if you guys remember when we were in elementary school, we were in elementary school, we would put our heads on the desk and we would hold our thumbs up, and it was like a little game that we would play. But ideally, it was really the teacher giving us that downtime to kind of reshift, refocus, and rejuvenate. And then when it was time to come up, she would tap your finger or put your thumb down, which meant you could take your head off the desk. So if you guys have not done that, that might be something you want to try, because you want to focus on getting some good REM sleep. And it doesn't have to be for 7 hours, 8 hours. It could really be for 6 hours worth of time, or maybe even 5 hours. Whatever works for you, you figure that out. And then for a lot of people, they have to have their rooms set up a certain kind of way. Now, for me, I can pretty much sleep anywhere. It doesn't really bother me. But I have friends who like the dark curtains because they don't want the sun to come in and wake them up, or just the lights from the streets. I mean, even the outside noises. So some people do like a white noise machine. Another one is candles or something to that effect. If you do candles, be mindful you do not want to fall asleep with them lit. So maybe get the electronic ones. Diffusers are another big thing. One of my friends actually just recently started a business, and it's what she's selling. And they're really cool. They focus on different things that you need. I make sure that I post a link so you guys can check out her site. And I believe she's having a sale. I'm not sure when it ends though, but it's actually something good to add to your sleep regimen when you're doing it. Physical activity. Now, I am not a gym rat. Quite frankly, I really don't even like to go to the gym. Oftentimes, I know I need to go to the gym, and I've contemplated getting a membership, but I felt like it would be a waste of money because I just don't want to go. I'm not excited about going to the gym, but I am a lacrosse coach, which means that when my girls are out there running around doing things, I can be out there doing some things with them as well. So what I try to do is focus on getting at least 15 minutes of movement. Doesn't matter what the movement is every day. So either I might turn on the video channel and I dance around to the videos. I dance and sing. It might involve me walking around the mall. You guys know I like to shop. Retail therapy works. It could just be me walking up and down the steps in my house. Whatever works for you, find something to do, set your timer. If you have one of those wearables where it tracks your steps, put that on, because I feel like that will encourage you even more to either close the rings or get the amount of steps, and even get an accountability partner and maybe do some challenges with them to see what happens. The other thing you want to focus on is your gut health and detox. I can't state enough how important that is. You know, we all are working on either eating healthy or things of that nature, or we want to make changes, but our changes cannot be effective if we have lots of bacteria in our gut. So one thing that I have actually been doing is it's called Low Food Map. And you guys all see that, which is, it's called relief fiber, basically, and it helps for gut irritability, relief for constipation, diarrhea, and bloating. So I don't necessarily always have those things, but I realized that if I don't work on, at least on a monthly basis, trying to clean out my gut, making sure that my bowel movements are there, that is important. If you're noticing that your bowel movements are not where they need to be, you might want to look into this. So this one is actually organic. You guys know I'm all about organic, and it's healthy for you. So you see that it is non-GMO and gluten-free. Definitely try it out. Let me know your thoughts. Generally what I do is I don't necessarily take it every day because I don't feel like I necessarily need it every day, but once a week I will add it to a cup of hot tea. It doesn't have a flavor. It dissolves very quickly. And half the time, I don't even know that I have even used it. All right, Darlene, you're saying that you have a hard time with self-care. You know, you're not alone. A lot of people have a hard time with self-care because, you know, it's not that you don't view yourself as a priority, but you have so many other things on your to-do list that we often fail to schedule ourselves. So that's why I thought that this topic was important, because we want to make sure we schedule ourselves. In a previous post that I did on my blog at Life and Pumps, I talked about some activities that you can do. Like I just mentioned earlier, crafting, something to that effect, something with your hands, something that involves releasing all that stuff that you have stored in your brain, you know, that adds to the stress. So those are good also. And yes, she said probiotics. Probiotics work great. And actually that should be a part of your regimen. If it is not, definitely check it out. Look into them. A lot of companies have them. There's even some that are like gummies, some that's like chocolate, some that you can mix with this fiber, put in a drink, and you won't even realize that you have it. And so look at that. So Darlene is basically saying, by profession, she's a nurse and her life has been built around caring for others. Exactly. And I just feel like as women, that's who we are. We're nurturers. So what happens is, because we're so busy nurturing others, we don't often nurture ourselves. So that's why I wanted to make certain that I brought this to you guys, and we talked about really the importance of self-care. So the gut health, like I said, and detoxing. You don't have to detox every week. You can detox every month. But really, if you really want your body to operate at optimal performance, you've got to look into some type of probiotics, detox, and make sure you're getting enough fiber. Healthy eating. Now, you guys know this is a big thing for me. I realize I don't talk about it enough on the blog as I should. I do try to do a lot of Insta stories about it, kind of what I'm eating for dinner, what I'm feeding my family, new things that I found that work for maybe you were eating something that wasn't so good and now you want to transition. Some products that help that and make that transition a lot easier. You don't have to worry about feeling like, I don't know what this taste is. That's always a big thing. People are like, what does it taste like? So for me, you guys know, as often as I can, I buy organic meat. I've been doing some things with Purdue Farms where they sent me a really nice family bundle that apparently you can order through the mail. It comes to you. Basically, you just unpack the box, put it in your freezer, cook it as you will. So I got some really great objects. And so my favorite meal out of that box was the bacon wrapped pork chops. You've never tried it? Try it. I promise you, thank me later. But you want to make sure that you're adding more vegetables, more fresh fruits, more fresh meats, and more fat, So for those people who don't eat meat, maybe you want to look into adding more nuts. You want to find ways. This is about taking care of yourself. So it's easy. And you can do it when you're in the market. Maybe change one thing out for something that you know is a lot healthier. And there's no harm in you sampling things. And so what I always tell people, a lot of people don't like to go to various stores because they feel like, the organic and the healthier food costs more money. But with most stores, if you buy something and you don't like it, you can return it and get your money back. I do it often because my family is beyond picky and I like to buy things in bulk. And so when I buy them, if I know they're not going to eat them or they try it and they're like, oh, this is disgusting. If I can't figure out a way to work it into the meal, I will return it and try to do something else. Say no. See how simple that is? Someone asks you a question and you realize it is not in your best interest. It is not going to help you. There's no benefit to it to you. Say no. Or maybe you just don't want to do it. Say no. And no is actually a full question. No, period. You owe them an explanation. No is okay. And be okay with saying no because it releases a lot of the stress. So many times everyone is depending on you for doing everything, which means that things that you need to get done, you're not getting done. And you just feel so stressed because you're concerned, you're worried. You're like, oh my God, this is my friend. I can't tell them no. Yes, you can. And if they're your friend, they should understand. And I remember there was a point when, I started saying no to things because I was a yes girl for a very long time. I started saying no and people would wait. And then at some point I felt like that silence was awkward and I needed to say something. But now I'm like, no. I look at them, they look at me, and then I guess they're like, okay, we should move on. Yes, we should move on because no is a complete sentence. And it's a part of self-care. If it does not benefit you, if you don't feel like, if you just don't feel like it, every day we're not always at our optimal or our best where we just feel like we want to help everybody. Help yourself sometimes and say no. A self-care trip. I cannot say this any more than I've been saying it. A self-care trip. You want to disconnect, relax, and rejuvenate yourself. And if that means that you need to leave the house, either with friends, by yourself, with your spouse, do it. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can plan small trips. So what I like to do is, I believe that once a month, you should at least come to a hotel alone with a remote control and TV, if that's what you like. That's my thing. So what I love doing is going into a hotel with a wonderful fluffy bed, and maybe they have a spot on site, ordering room service, getting the remote. Sometimes I do some work because a lot of times it's easy to crank out a lot of work. But other times I just want to lay around and watch TV all day. We don't often get the opportunities to veg out. So when you can create one, do it. And if you don't want to just stay in the room, maybe you're the type of person who always has to be in motion. Do something. It's your trip. You can plan it however you want, which is why I'm a big proponent of solo travel. I think it just releases some of the stress. And if you're finding that, oh my God, I'm so stressed, I can't get this done, I can't get that done. Remove yourself from whatever the situation, the scenario, your surroundings are. Go somewhere new. I promise you, it is relaxing. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can even do it in the city that you live in. There's hotels everywhere. Maybe even if you go to the hotel that's close to your house, it doesn't matter. But feel okay with just, letting it all go and not being concerned about it. Schedule time. Self-care should be something that is on your calendar. If it is not, you're doing something wrong. So I do a bullet journal, and I generally do my bullet journal once a month. And I schedule that time in my bullet journal, in my bullet journal. So this day, this is what I'm going to do. I already told you that my daughter and I try to do self-care Sunday, or sweatpants Sunday, as we call it. But it is on our schedule so that we are mindful. These are things we need to do. So maybe it is, we're doing a facial. We're taking a bath, like little things. Doesn't have to be something big or whatever. It can be the small thing, whatever is meaningful to you. It could be something that you don't generally do, but something fresh, new, to just kind of get your mind going and realize that you're worth it and you are a priority. All right, so look at this. So Mariama says she's just returning from a solo trip that was amazing. Yes, I saw that you were on a cruise. Looks like you guys had fun. Exactly. Those are the type of things that you want to do. And I'm sure it was not easy getting away, but you realized that you are a priority, you're worth it, and you made the time. So this is what she did while she was on her trip. She colored, she took walks, basically whatever she wanted to do, which is perfect. She says self-care moments help keep you going on your journey. Absolutely. And like I said, it's all about valuing yourself. You're worth it. You're worthy. Show yourself that you're worthy, that you're worthy. We talk this big game about, yes, we read these affirmations, but at the end of the day, are we really living up to these affirmations? And I believe that self-care is the first step in doing that. And here's some things that I just want you to ask yourself when you're feeling a certain kind of way, or if you're not sure, should I be doing self-care if I'm really doing it? So I want you to ask yourself these questions. Do you listen to your emotions? Do you know how to maintain happiness? That sounds like a simple question, and people are probably like, yeah, I know what makes me happy, but do you really know what makes you happy and how to maintain it? That's important. Do you have a good work-life balance? As moms, most of us generally don't, because we are so busy trying to tackle and handle everything. And I'm not leaving the dads out, because, of course, they got to step in. And so it's as a conglomerate. Everyone is so like, we're running around, we're so busy that we're trying to get this done, that done, that we have no balance. So that's important. Do you have a good work-life balance? Do you feel good about yourself? And so, I joke around with a lot of people, and I'm like, Operation No Fluff. I need to shed some of these pounds. That there's a lot of truth said in the joke. So I always feel as great about myself as I feel like I should. Hence the reason that I started making some changes, so that when I go into the store, so a big thing for me, guys, is when I go into the store, I'm going to buy something off the rack. And oftentimes I don't want to have to try it on. But if I do try it on, I'm going to go in the dressing room and I'm going to be like, damn, girl, you look good. Not like, this is not cute. So for me, that's something that I focus on. And that makes me be more mindful of my self-care and changing just the way I'm walking on this journey. Here's a good one. Do you know how to calm yourself down during stressful situations? So a lot of people don't, like they get so worked up over something. And in the end, they realize that what they're worked up over, or what they think they're worked up over, really isn't what it is. It's just the things that have been compounding that you have not dealt with as a part of releasing in your self-care. So there are a few apps that you can try out to see how that works for you. Also, the activities. Like I said, I did a post previously where I talked about activities that you can put into play today for self-care. One is the Boon app, and so it's like a meditation app. You would be so surprised at how 2-3 minutes of meditation will calm you and bring you down. Like something I started doing, and really what I do is I do it every morning, because I do a thing on Instagram where I post my 7 before 7. And what that 7 before 7 is it is 7 things that I've done before 7 o'clock in the morning. And they're simple. My prayer, my meditation is one of them, my vitamins, making lunch. But it just shows me that I've got some stuff done. And once I included that meditation in there, it became so important, especially after my prayer, because, I feel like I have a conversation with God. And then I go in and I meditate and I wait for the answers to come to me. I quiet my mind before I get going and all that busyness. So if you have not tried meditation, I highly suggest it. I'll put the link down so that you guys can see where you can go and find this app that has been helpful for me. I believe you have a trial you can sign up for 7 days, and then if you don't like it, just cancel it. But it's been really good to me. The other thing is, do you spend time around people that motivate you? Sometimes we have to look at our circle and make sure that they're not the ones draining us, because oftentimes the people that we feel like should have our backs, or the people that we call friends, are really just draining us. Are you always the one who's coming to everybody's rescue? Are you the one that people call when they have all these things going on, but when you call them back, they're not really responsive? Take a look at that. Reevaluate your friendships. I do this often, and as adults, it's important. And I also talk to my children about this. I feel like my daughter is pretty good judge of character, because she kind of shades everybody. But my son loves everybody, loves everybody. But I always tell him, be mindful of the people that you call friend, because you want to make sure that it is a reciprocal relationship. So guys, I got one more for you. Do you know what matters most? And so what I mean by that is when I say, do you know what matters most? Do you know what activities you have to do? Like, I got to feed my family. It's what matters most. I am invested in them eating healthier, living long, better lives, not just about their weight, but being healthy on the inside, getting rid of all that junk and all of that. So do you know what matters most? That's something that is a really good exercise for you to do when you're deciding what self-care looks like for you. So I want to encourage you to start transforming your mindset, upgrading your habits, and focusing on being positive. Guys, that is our tea talk for today. Hopefully you guys got some tea. I didn't even get to drink mine while I was chatting with you guys, so it's probably cold now. But I enjoyed this time with you. Once again, my name is Tamika. I am the mouth at IG at Tamika Talks, the thought leader at Life and Pumps, and this is our tea talk version with self-care. I will see you guys next week where we will talk about sisterhood. That's something that everybody has. Well, not everybody. A lot of us have siblings, but we don't really understand what it means to show sisterhood. And it's not just because we were born with the same mom or same dad that now we're siblings. It means a deeper meaning. So we're going to talk about that next week. And I hope you will join us next Thursday at noon. Have a great day, guys. See you guys soon. Bye.